Hi guys, binge watch. This summer I turned pretty. I want to know why it's getting so famous. Belly is not mature, but if the dude likes the chick more. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. What are the vibes? I'm so glad it's the weekend. Literally, this entire week was so exhausting. I feel drained. I feel absolutely crushed. Oh my god. I just felt horrendous. And Friday, the most horrible day ever. This weekend, I'm not gonna be productive at all. We're gonna bed rot or swing rot, maybe. We're gonna binge watch This Summer I Turned Pretty. I want to know why it's getting so famous on Instagram, everywhere else. So we're basically doing that. Yeah, we're basically gonna binge eat because not binge eat, but I am basically allowed to do whatever I want this week. I choose to do that. I can eat whatever, do whatever I want. This is that week. We're gonna chill 20th of September and we're gonna indulge and give in to our wants. I wanna watch Samurai Turn Pretty. I wanna review that. I don't remember what happened in the first season, so we're gonna go rewatch that and then I'll give you my review. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Let's start watching. So guys, I have certain observations to make. I have it all. Yeah, I know, I make lists for everything. So season 1, Cam Cameron is very cute. Like, he's nice, he's mature. I think he is perfect for someone who'd be mature and secure within their own self. Unlike Belly. Belly is not mature. But Cam Cameron is very, very mature. He's very stable. He's very responsible, I would say. And મારો video ચાલી રહ્યો છે. તમે જોઈ લીધું ને? Cam Cameron likes Belly more than she does, which is an excellent thing because if the dude, like, I think in real life, if the dude likes the chick more, then he'll treat her like the queen she is. So, I mean, it's Belly's loss for giving up on Cam Cameron. I liked him a lot. He's very responsible, he's very mature, he's very smart, and he has a passion. Wales, bro, Wales. Susanna and Laurel's friendship, oh my god, goals, bro. They're goals. The kind of friendship that people yearn for. That kind of girl friendship. Oh my god, I cried. I literally cried when Laurel came to know about Susanna, and oh my god, it was very emotional. I honestly, I don't care, but I don't like Jeremiah. He's so pick me. He's so pick me. Like, oh my god. And he's very annoying. Oh my god. I don't know how to say. Like, in our language, it's the word is chapla. Yeah. He acts like he has a golden retriever personality, but he loves the attention. He dies for it. He just wants everyone to be concerned about him. I don't like him. I don't like him at all. In this season, yeah, I don't think I like Conrad either. He was way too chicken to give Belly her birthday present. Like, he bought it. Bro, come on, you bought it. You should have given it to her. No, you should have given it to her. Why are you being so hot and cold? Like, I do like the fact that he remembered the infinite relation, that reference, and he got that necklace for her. But then, bro, why are you not giving it to her? He was being so push and pull. Like, what's with this manipulation, bro? Figure yourself out and decide on that. Oh my god, it was like he's messing around so much. I was frustrated. I don't like both of them. But if I were to choose whom do I like better, I would say Conrad. I don't like Jeremiah at all. At all. Steven and Taylor. In that party where Steven messes around with Taylor, and then he gives the reason that he was feeling insecure regarding the other dude at Cousins. I don't think that's a valid reason. That's not legitimate. I mean, it's an excuse. I don't care if you're being insecure. You shouldn't mess around when you have a girlfriend. Oh my god, whatever. But like, that was a very cute reasoning at that. Then he justifies that Taylor is like, she deserves queen treatment and I can't give that to her. Hello. If you wanted to, you would. So shut up. Get your excuses out somewhere else because that is just an excuse. That's all it seems like, man. That's all it seems like. I didn't like it when Steven was explaining that as his excuse to Belly. I was like, bro, I was feeling insecure and I don't deserve Taylor, and that's why Bro, oh my god, I absolutely loved the volleyball tournament. It was amazing. It was fantastic. It was fabulous. It was fantabulous, bro. It was like seeing Belly in her true element. Besides the dudes, it's like she has a part of her that is not just consumed with the Fisher boys. I love that. I was such a fan of that entire segment. I was like, oh my god, wow, wow. And she was so competitive and she was so spirited and excited, and it was just gorgeous, man. Belly's dad was nice towards Belly. Whatever that Laurel and what's her dad's name? Adam or John? Oh yeah, John. So John and Laurel, whatever be the reason for divorce and all, that is not a concern. But John is nice to Belly, and that's nice. Yeah, he is a good dad. That is what I noticed. Then the scene where Conrad has a panic attack and then Cleveland tries to calm him down, gives him a backstory. I like Cleveland. He's nice, he's chill. I think he is great for Laurel. So yeah, I think he does deserve her. That scene was Cleveland trying to calm Conrad and then guiding him to the entire process. I did like the fact that Conrad had gotten, closer to someone outside, like Cleveland, for instance. He willingly wanted to help him. He took him very seriously, considering his approach to every single thing this entire season. He was relatively nicer to Cleveland, I would say. Like, he had a responsibility towards him. He owed that to Cleveland, basically. Then, I think that was the last episode when the Deb ball is happening. Jeremiah comes to know about the Susanna's cancer. They fight it out. Oh my god, that. And afterwards, that entire scene where they just come to know, and then they tell their mom, we know. Oh my god, that was so emotional. And then when they go back to the cousin's house, Laurel is trying to calm Belly and Steven down, and the same is happening with Susanna and Jeremiah and Conrad. Oh my god, that was so emotional. So emotional. And Conrad, see, I don't have any justification for Conrad's behavior, but he did know about his mother dying. So that is why his behavior is kind of understandable. It's not an excuse, but it is understandable considering the fact that he knew that his mom is going to experience the entire terrible process of cancer again. So at least he has a valid reason for his entire push and pull behavior. I don't know about Belly though. I mean, what is her age? She's 16, right? She is bound to be immature throughout this entire season because she just turned 16. At 16, we're all immature. That is it for my season 1 review. I did remember certain scenes, so I was like skimming through them very quickly. Season 2, I'll have to watch in detail and we'll see what happens. So we're going on to season 2, alright? And we're going to be binge watching that stuff. Let's do that. In the first episode of season 2, Stephen's speech, excellent, fantastic. It's like something that would give you goosebumps if you saw it happening in real life. Oh my god. Is that a spider there? Oh my god. Guys, there's some huge spider on my curtain right now. Oh my god. I mean, as long as it's not getting down from there, so it's fine. Why are there spiders around here? Oh my god. Anyways, episode 3, the prom scene. Corsage? Yes, I think that's what it was. Conrad forgot Belly's corsage. I don't know how it's pronounced, whatever. He basically forgot. As his mother's death got closer and closer, of course he would not feel the best. He told Belly that it's fine if you want to stay for the after prom party and all that stuff. I do not want to ruin it for you, that's why I want to leave. Like, I don't want to justify it, but then he was not feeling the best. At least he turned up, considering his circumstances at that point. And Belly should have been a little bit understanding towards that. Her creating a huge scene during the prom. But then again, Belly was not as mature. She was bound to feel great about it. At least she didn't want to have a prom ruined. I can understand both the parties, I understand Belly's perspective as well and Conrad's perspective as well. And they're both in a difficult and a tight situation. But I don't know whose side should I lean on towards more. On one hand, I think that Belly should have been more understanding. But then I don't think she should have because it was a prom. As for Conrad, I mean, his mother was dying. He shouldn't have agreed to come in the very first place, regardless of the relation. I have very mixed feelings about this particular scene, but it was a very well written scene and it was depicted very well. I did not like the fact that Conrad didn't run after Belly again, but then again, he was experiencing so much at that point of time, so I don't know. I honestly don't know. Then the funeral scene where Belly finds Conrad in someone's arms. I don't know what the girl's name was, but whatever. Aubrey. Aubrey? Yeah. Yeah, I think. Belly shouldn't have embarrassed herself and her entire family and Conrad in front of everyone like that. She shouldn't have created a scene in front of. I think that when you're fighting, you shouldn't fight in public at all. Like that should be done in private. Private. Like you don't want to embarrass yourself in front of the entire world. You don't want to give the world the opportunity to point fingers at you, especially for something like that. Like you are in a relation, bro. Shouldn't be fighting in front of the entire population. And then she fell, and then that was so embarrassing. I got secondhand embarrassment. Honestly. But it was quite disrespectful, I would say. Like at her funeral, I mean, I know that you felt all of those emotions at that point of time, seeing your crush with someone else. But then she was immature. She was a kid. I don't know. I don't know how to, like justify her behavior. Then there's also a scene where later on, Conrad goes ahead and explains that he was having a panic attack at that point of time, and he wanted Belly to be the one who found him like that, but then it was the other girl. He's not dating her. He desperately wanted Belly to be the one who found him. And Steven and Taylor, while they're on the way to cousins, and then Steven breaking down about his entire with Susanna and Belly. He just got admission to Princeton at that point of time, and then he was like, "Do you really think that I'm like that?" and all of that. Like especially when he was having his graduation party, and then Belly and they had a sibling fight. Kind of like that. Belly goes on to say that he's not basically feeling sad because Susanna just died and all of that. It was his graduation, and grief and happiness can coexist within one person. I think that's what Taylor said to him, and Taylor was trying to calm him down during that ride. I do like their dynamic, Stevens and Taylor. And during the sale of the house, Jeremiah and Conrad, their brotherhood, they started working together. That was excellent. That was quite nice to watch. Jeremiah actually listening to Conrad and then defending him, taking his side in front of the dad. And I did think that his aunt Julia had a very sad background. I can understand where the negativity comes up from, but then that is not a justification. There is no excuse. But you can understand the reasoning behind her actions and all of that. Laurel going ahead and convincing her against the sale. The boys basically convincing their dad to buy it. And that was very nice. It was like everything was being tied up all together. It was a very nice scene to watch, honestly. And I did like Sky. She was very fun. They were very fun.
No. Externally imposed societal expectations of normal have no effect on me.
They were very chill. Cam Cameron and Sky. Cam Cameron deserves someone like her then. I like that. I think that Taylor's advice is top notch. I think Stevens mentions it somewhere. Steven or either Belly mentioned somewhere that the therapy in her back pocket, regardless of her resources, is excellent. It's top notch. Taylor is very self-aware and she's very, I would say, mentally intellectual in that sense because she knows what she speaks. Like her advice, Steven and this Belly has been excellent both the times. Then episode 4, the arcade scene. Oh man, that was excellent. That was so fun to watch. It was like they were getting back into the elements and the fun times were back. And they had to put everything aside and they were truly enjoying that laser scene. Oh my god, love it.
One more question. I'm sorry, guys.
What did you get? Ooh, sour cream. It's my favorite. Oh, I believe the Swedish fish out.
No, it's okay. I got them for you.
Okay.
The last episode of the third season is left to watch. But before that, I have certain observations to make. In episode 2, Steven has that accident, the life-threatening accident where Taylor walks out of his car and then Taylor feels so horrendous, and when she decides that when Steven wakes up, she was going to tell him, "You are after all the love of my life." But then she doesn't, because Steven goes ahead and because of course due to such a traumatic experience, he goes that whenever we are together, there's something wrong in the mix. Taylor's plan to basically confess goes down the drain. In episode 3, when Belly and Jeremiah are basically telling everyone about the decision on getting married.
Jesus Christ. That's what I'm talking about with responsibility. What did you drag her into? What are you talking about? I'm not dragging her into anything. Wait, are you being serious right now? Yes.
You guys are not ready for this.
No.
This is very irresponsible. You are not showing up with this. You are not ready. Why? Why would you do this? What do you mean?
Obviously, she's pregnant.
Are you pregnant? How many times did we discuss contraception? I'm not pregnant.
Well, I swear that is not the case.
I can't. This is
Wild.
insane. Delusional.
Look, we love each other. We want to be together.
You are together. Why rush to get married? Because I love him and because he's my family. And I mean, that's what Susanna always said, right? Family is the most important thing.
I hope you don't think you're getting your mother's ring. No, Dad, I didn't expect that from you.
You don't need Susanna's ring. Jared got me my own.
Oh, with what money? With mine.
No. I cannot believe this is happening right now.
Holy shit.
Can you shut up?
No, this is crazy.
Shut
This is
up.
crazy.
What is your problem?
Stephen, did you know this? No. See,
When Belly takes out that ring, it was the most hilarious scene ever. Especially Steven's reaction was so entertaining to watch. Adam and Laurel both being so stunned, like, absolutely, girl, absolutely. Belly getting that ring out, terrible decision, girl, terrible decision. That ring was not even visible. Jeremiah literally had to wear specs in order to search for that ring. And that proposal was done so horrendously. Oh my god, like, whatever. And it was such a sorry excuse of ring. Like, excuse me. I don't like Jeremiah. Biased observation, I don't care, but I don't like him. I never liked him. The thing is that everything about Jeremiah is quite frankly ew. The moment I came to know about him cheating, ew. In episode 4, there's a scene where Adam confronts Jeremiah, and then Jeremiah goes on to say that Belly's favorite food is Shin Ramen. Are you being for real? You want your girl to survive on noodles, fast food, junk for an entire lifetime? Adam made a face, which was so right. And all of the stuff that he's getting for being an intern, he deserves it. He deserves it. Especially with the fact that Belly is going around and being a breadwinner. She's working 2 jobs or something, or she's covering a lot of shifts. And this person, like, literally. And who decides on having a wedding within 2 months? 2 months, bro. 2 months. With no savings, nothing. Ridiculous. Episode 5, the summer house. The Conrad's monologue, it just keeps getting better. Just keeps getting better, bro. Internally, what goes on, and it's quite entertaining to watch. You give me the monologue of a dude, him simping over his girl. And that's like fantastic. I'll be thrilled to watch that. I love Denise. I love the vibe she has. She's like no nonsense, extremely nonchalant. She's so chill. She's so laid back. She doesn't believe in all of this typical nonsense. And this season we got to even, why is this person honking so much, man? Whatever. In this season, can you hear it? Oh my god. In this season we got to see the dynamic between Taylor and her mom. Her mom, we could see Taylor's perspective more deeply and their relation and how Taylor has kind of become the person she is now. It's quite entertaining to get Taylor's backstory and her family. Character revelation. And when Steven gets injured and he comes back from the hospital and he's staying back home, Taylor comes around with the excuse of meeting Belly. And then she's like giving mental signals to Steven. Why are you being like this? Like, just tell him straight up. Be straightforward. relieve both of yourselves from this kind of a prison. You're just like depraving yourselves from that. Then Conrad having Adam's support more than Jeremiah. Even though Jeremiah loved his dad in the initial 2 seasons. In the third season, it's like Adam is all over Conrad. And that is sad, honestly, but like that also goes on to say that since Conrad never actually tried to get his dad's approval and Jeremiah is always dying for it, it just shows that respect builds up with. I think Conrad and his dad's relation did improve slightly. Then Conrad convincing Laurel to attend Belly's wedding was so good. Putting yourself aside and thinking about those two people. It also happened because of his promise to Susanna on her deathbed, always be the excellent bigger brother, look after Jeremiah in that sense. So he is doing his end of the job. He's fulfilling his promise. Then the beach scene. Oh my god. Beach scene was excellent. It was fantastic. It was so amazing. Oh my god. Especially when Conrad stops her. Then they have that entire fierce debate kind of a thing. Just go back and forth. But emotional. Angst and the emotions were all very evident. And Belly decides to walk away from Conrad. Oh my god. Man, she's strong for that. For having ability to walk away after being confessed by the love of her life. Like she's always wanted Conrad. That he was confessing to her, she decided to walk off. That required guts. Jeremiah not consulting Belly when he decides to take the job at his dad's firm. That is such a red flag move. I mean, such a huge decision. You can't just take on your own, especially when you know that you have a partner. You should let her be in the loop. And this dude decides to be up in front and not tell Belly about it at all. And then she comes to know about it from his dad while they're at a rehearsals in front of the entire family. Jeremiah goes MIA, I think the morning of the wedding. Then Conrad goes to search for him because he knows he's an elder brother and he knew exactly where Jeremiah was and he figured it out. But then Jeremiah entered Belly's room. They just decide to call it off because some part of her will always love Conrad, even though at that point of time, in the present moment, she was in love with Jeremiah, but a small part of her would always love Conrad. That is what irked Jeremiah. If you can't love me wholeheartedly, then you had to call off the wedding. And before that, Conrad comes into her room and she tells him to basically get lost. Don't ever show your face around here. Conrad did Belly dirty in that sense because why would you want to confess your undying love to her the day before she's gonna get married? Like that is questionable. If she wouldn't be getting married tomorrow, you would not have confessed it. You wouldn't have the guts to confess. It's like you're being pressurized by the situation. You're not doing it willingly by your own free will. Had there not been a wedding the next morning, you wouldn't have confessed it. That seems a little red flaggish to me. And then Steven and Taylor hit it off again. I think that Denise is a very level-headed woman. Steven and Taylor, always a fan of both of them. I like their bickering, I like their drama. I like that couple a lot. Denise was she knew what she wanted and she didn't want to mess around that much. So that is very respectful. I think that Taylor will always be the best. I like her character a lot.
Jeremiah slept with Lacey Barone over spring break.
Jeremiah cheated on Belly. For the past 24 hours, and he cheated on my sister with Lacey Barone.
When Jeremiah wants to cut Conrad off and Conrad wants to help him after Belly has taken her flight to Paris, and then Adam and Conrad meet up and Conrad confesses that I don't know how to basically approach Jeremiah because he doesn't even want him around. And Adam brings up the fact that during Susanna's death, Conrad himself didn't want Adam around because he was convinced that Adam was the villain. And what Adam said, since I knew that I was a villain, I would be causing you hurt if I was around you. I decided to distance myself from you because I knew that you'd be surrounded by people you love. That is the advice that Conrad took, which is very like a whole circle kind of a moment, especially between the dad and the son, and considering their relation over the past 3 seasons. Conrad never was a fan of Adam from the very beginning, from season 1 itself. Then Belly just lands in Paris and she's at a cafe and then her bag gets lost and she traces it back like, wow, in another place. Like, that you are so unfamiliar. You don't even know the language, and she tracked her bag down. It was hilarious when she took out that dress out of his bag. Do you wear this dress? It was like a setting scene that Betty will try her best in Paris. She will not give in to all of the troubles, the doubts, the hesitations, and she will stay firm. That was one of the earlier signs that she's going to stay back for the better. I did really like the entire Paris arc. Belly decided to stay away from her comfort level and decided to stay there despite not knowing the language, despite being unfamiliar with the people. And she chose to do those jobs. She decided to complete her classes online, work multiple shifts. She chose to do the hard thing. She grew up, started learning about her own self while living there. And majority of the people will not do that simply because they want comfort. It was really commendable. It's like she's trying to find herself. She didn't even go back for the holidays. Like she knew that since it hadn't changed that much at that point of time, if she would have traveled back home, she would not be able to come back to Paris. So she decided to stay back. I think she grew a lot as a person within those few years in Paris. And then on Susanna's death anniversary, Conrad and Jeremiah make up.
Don't expect me to be okay with you, but don't fucking waste it either.
It was much better. They were very civil, I would say, than the last time they met. And Jeremiah basically giving Conrad his sign of approval. That was respectful. The entire situation with Taylor and Steven, when Steven receives that notification that he's going to basically shift to San Francisco because of the establishment of his new company with Denise, and then they have their entire talking out. I think that it was really good that they had an entire communication thing, and Taylor decided to move with him out of her own free will, and Steven actually hesitating the move because she knew that he didn't want to choose for Taylor. He didn't want to make Taylor giving up on what she wants, her goals, her aspirations, whatever her concerns are, simply because of Steven. So he was very considerate about that, and that was such a green flag move. Denise and Jeremiah, I mean, see, for Jeremiah, by the end of the third season, I eventually gained respect because he was cut off by his dad and he had to stand on his own feet, and he started cook, and that made him responsible. That made him responsible. And the entire episode where he cooks for a lot of people at Cousin, their summer beach house, he had that kind of a character development, and it was again very inspiring to watch because Jeremiah he acknowledges the fact that he has dependency issues and he's always surrounded by people, and especially he in fact reflects on the fact that he did not want Belly to go when she had the chance to go to Paris directly after the wedding, which again goes to the point that he has evolved as a character, and I respect that. The character development was required. I think that Denise and Jeremiah would be good because someone like Jeremiah deserves someone level-headed and on her ground. Denise is extremely level-headed. She is very no-nonsense, does not mess around that much. Their pairing was good, I would say, for sure. Then that scene where Adam basically tells Jeremiah that he's proud of him, that was a really good scene because Jeremiah has that feeling that Adam was not proud of him, and Adam goes on to open up and say that could never be true, and especially after that dinner that Jeremiah cooked, he could never not be proud. Jeremiah ended up growing up as a man from a boy. When he was dating Belly, he was a boy. Even till the end of the marriage, he was a dude, he was a boy. After he was cut off by his dad, he started becoming like a man and had responsibilities basically. And I think that it was also brought about by staying with Denise, and maybe Denise is a fact somehow, I don't know, but a lot of factors were at play because that change would not have been easy. And then Conrad and Belly in Paris debriefing about their prom, and oh my god, that scene where Belly basically wants Conrad to go off for the 5 a.m. train for his conference, and they have a real talk about what is happening now, and Belly and Conrad basically ask, "You don't love me anymore?" In that, there's a lump in his throat stuck somewhere, and that was very well depicted. It's like he's going to cry any moment, and sniffles as well, I think, in between somewhere. Yeah, that sentence, "You don't love me anymore," it's like he's about to cry, and there's a lump in his throat, and he's heartbroken and shattered and disappointed, and his heart has been shattered into a million pieces. Yeah, that was. And then Belly realizing that no, I cannot let go of him now, so she runs back after him. Oh my god, that was such a good scene. And then her catching up him on the train and saying saying that I will always. No. That's not what she said. She said, I love you of my own free will, like not due to anything else. Because free will is an entirely different concept. I would say that loving a person like Conrad is difficult because, as we saw in the first two seasons, he was very like in his shell and he didn't want to interact with anyone. He was very depressed and he was facing his own emotions. He basically wanted to cut off everyone and disappear. He went into hibernation. Every single time something goes wrong, he went into hibernation. And dating someone like that who does not communicate when things go wrong, when things become hard, it would be very difficult. So while we romanticize the idea of having a partner like Conrad, it would be equally difficult. It would require a very secure person to date someone like Conrad, because then you have to be his strength. Like, you have to really have that amount of patience that eventually that person might come around. Someone like Conrad, I would say that despite the fact that Conrad has been a red flag, like not a red flag in like the most red sense, but like to a certain extent he was a red flag in the first two seasons. He became a green forest only in the third season, and even then him confessing about Belly, that he loves Belly on her wedding night, that was also a little red flaggish, honestly. But like besides that, his internal monologue, especially in the summer before the wedding at the beach house, that internal monologue, then it was quite entertaining to watch, honestly. I would rate, I honestly thought that it would be a waste of my time, but surprisingly it didn't. Like, I don't like watching series or movies that don't have high rating. Can perhaps possibly waste my time in that sense. The series is not something that will waste your time. It has that character development arc. It touches on friendship, touches on love. It's so sad that we didn't get to see Laurel's side of the story in the third season that much. Her author and that kind of life. Basically, we didn't get to see a huge chunk of Laurel's life. It was a good decision to watch The Summer I Turned Pretty. I can guarantee that. I'm very glad that I ended up watching it, and it was a fruitful and a worthwhile decision. I would rate it an 8 or 8.5, but it was quite interesting to watch. It's kind of typical, but then season 3, the new seasons come. Like, if the season 1 is epic, then season 2 reduces the quality and season 3 reduces the quality all the more. But this time, in this series particularly, the grade and the quality of acting, the entire line, storyline, all of that, it improved tremendously. And season 3 definitely topped all the 3 seasons. So it was quite entertaining to watch. So yes, that's it for the vlog, guys. I'll see you all next week for a brand new one. And till then, if you have any recommendations for any new series or show to watch which have high ratings, so yes, I can watch that. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.